We saw Dead and Company at Fenway Park, and then I met John Mayer, and then we had such a good conversation. He took us out on tour with him, so that was pretty cool.
That's super.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
he's
That's
an insane.
organic.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an insane guitarist too. It's like you
Yes.
don't realize. Like, I mean, he like Jerry play like less is more for him. Do you guys talk shop? I'm sure that's
Oh
how
yeah,
you guys bonded.
that's how I got the gig. When I met him, I was like, all right, I met him through our agent at the time, who was also their agent, and I just walked up to him and I was like, the agent Scott gave me a really nice introduction. He's like, John, you should meet Chris. He's a really great slide player. And I shook his hand and he goes, nice to meet you. And I go, I talked immediately about his guitar. I'm like, wow, that's the new Paul Reed Smith you're playing, huh? I'm like, is that the new one? They sent you a new one? He goes, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I said, has it got coil taps? Which is a really dorky question if you're a guitar player. It was like, and I already knew it had coil taps because I think I had read that it did, but I knew he was popping them. I could see him doing it, and he goes, yeah. And I'm like, it did sound great. I'm like, wow, those sounded really convincing because it does this thing where it basically changes your pickup from like a Les Paul style pickup to like a Fender style single coil pickup. And that was that, man. We sat there and we talked, and then at the end of it, he gave me his pick from the gig. And that was pretty cool to get a pick from the Fenway gig. I'm like, wow, this is pretty neat. And then he said, I promise you, I'm going to listen to your band. He says, and I do what I say. And I go, okay. And a couple weeks later, we got the call. Hey, John wants you to open his North American tour, which the second show was in Madison Square Garden.
Spectacular.
So yeah, and we had recorded you got to remember when we recorded that first record, we recorded it in our living room by ourselves, mixed it by ourselves. So like to go from that, and we were like in the LA scene, we had some supporters, but I remember like there were some powers that be that would support us, but those shall remain nameless. But they always were telling us why we weren't cool enough. You know what I mean? And then it was, a year later, we're playing with John Mayer at Madison Square Garden. I'm like, well, I didn't see this coming.
That's the story that should be told about staying true to yourself.
Yeah. No. Well, and these experiences come and go, and they they can validate you or not. They can, you can. It's your choice what it means. You know what I mean? In your life, it's like sitting here today with my little cat on my lap. If I don't say that I played Madison Square Garden, how would you ever know, right? It's just a dude with a cat on his lap. So that you got to just kind of. My point is, you put everything in its proper place. It's like I was that same guy before I did that. Getting to do that gives you like some confidence and some validation. But in the end, you still got to go home and figure out your next record, and figure out how to get through your life. And I think that's one of the. I'm glad it didn't happen for me. I didn't get signed till I was 38.